The following is a presentation of the Hello Chicago Network.
Hello, Chicago Network is on the air. Hello, everybody. I'm Ryan Yanishadis, and it is time to focus. And we're going to be focusing on this Monday, October the 6th. We're going to start it off with Game 1 of the National League Division Series that took place on Saturday afternoon. They had the Cubs and Brewers, Game 1, border battle, I-94, all that great stuff. Well, in Game 1, it was all Milwaukee Brewers. Let's just go through the bullet points and the notes I have here from Game 1. Game 1, by the way, early in the day, talked to my dad. I said, Dad, Michael Busch is going to hit a leadoff home run against Freddie Peralta. He's like, okay, leadoff home run, 1-0. Highest point of my day. As then after that, it was nonstop Brewers. So my first thing called the Busch home run. Second thing, Matthew Boyd gets chosen over a bullpen game. I think maybe there you go, Colin Ray. I would think. I don't know if they said they wanted their best pitcher out there. Matthew Boyd doesn't pitch good on the road. Matthew Boyd it was on 3 days rest. So I think that was the bad call. I'm not one of those people that continually critique the manager. It's wasting energy. At the end of the day, it's the guys on the field, not the guy in the dugout. So I'm not going to sit here and ever blame the manager. But that call, not good on him. That completely puts the bullpen at that point in disarray. So I think that bad call, I believe they didn't announce it by the time we did Friday's show. Matthew Boyd getting in that start, bad call. No rust on the Brewers' bats. I was worried about the 6-day layoff, 3 straight doubles, and I think they were off to the races. Also, and that's the next thing on here. Nico's error leads to 4 runs. Something that we complimented was so high on and won the series most likely against the San Diego Padres was the defense. And then error by Nico Horner. He didn't have his eyes on the ball, and it just happened. So I mean, how great the defense has been. It's due for a blunder. That was the blunder. It cost them 4 runs on the Nico Horner error. And again, it's a power thing, but the Brewers came out with the small ball, won Game 1. Cubs did hit 3 home runs. If I told you the Cubs hit 3 home runs and you didn't know the score, you're like, okay, they're up 1-0. No, the small ball worked in this game. They did everything they needed to do. They found the holes. They got the big hits. They got him off Boyd. Soroka came in a dirty inning, and he wasn't unable to get outs either. And then you have shout out to Aaron Savali, former Brewer, and Ben Brown. They saved that bullpen in Game 1. They went out there. After that second inning, the Brewers did not score again. And that is huge because you still got all I was talking to a Brewer fan, Coach T, shout out to him, and he's not worried about the Cubs bullpen. I think you should be. I mean, when the Cubs have a lead, that back end of the bullpen is vicious. And I think Daniel Palencia is back to being your closer, but you got Brad Keller and Kittredge, and you're going to have these guys on They were off on Friday, didn't pitch Saturday, off Sunday. So you got 3 days rest with the back end of that bullpen. So if the Cubs have a lead in the 3rd or 4th, 5th inning, I'm confident that bullpen is going to get the job done, and it's going to be up to the Brewers to be able to stop them. And now, not knowing the extent of the injury while filming this, Jackson Chourio, that injury, he made MLB history. He had 3 hits in the first 2 innings of this game. Great job by him. October, he's played great in October, but the thing is he does re-injure the hamstring. They say it's precautionary. He said it was precautionary. Pat Murphy didn't sound as optimistic. So I think that could also be a nail, or not a nail, but something that can go against them. That back end of that bottom of the lineup, you should not be. Joey Ortiz walked twice. Those are the outs in that lineup before the carries back over to the top half. And I think that they failed at that miserably. And I think that's what hurt them. But kudos to the Brewers winning game 1. I would have been concerned for the Brewers if they lost game 1. You're facing a starter on 3 days rest. You have your ace on the mound and Freddie Peralta dealt in game 1. So the Brewers needed to go out there and win that game. And they would have been, I mean, they're talking all the trash now and they deserve to. They came out and they dominated game 1 of the National League Division Series. But it's a best of 5. And now let's talk about the 2 games that are for sure happening in the rest of the series. Game 2 is tonight, 8 p.m. On TBS, and then game 3 Wednesday, 4 p.m. That game will be at Wrigley Field. Tonight, it's going to be interesting. The Cubs have hit Quinn Priester a lot. I was looking at the stats. I don't know. I think I took him off. Let's see here on ESPN. Quinn Priester against the Cubs. Some of these, okay, so he's had 67 at bats. The Cubs have had 67 at bats against Quinn Priester, 20 hits, 2 doubles, 4 home runs, 12 RBIs, 11 walks, 10 strikeouts. So I think you look at that, the guys that have had the biggest hits against him, Michael Busch has a home run, 4 RBIs. He's also struck out twice. PCA has a home run against him. Nico Horner has a home run and 3 RBIs. And Nico Horner, he had a home run in game 1 once it didn't matter. Suzuki has a couple RBIs. And I mean, it's going to be young. I mean, you could see the same thing that you saw from Cam Schlitter. I think that's his first name. From the Yankees, who dominated in that rookie playoff game against the Red Sox. He dealt 8 innings. But now it'll be interesting to see because it looks like the Cubs are going to go with Shota Imanaga. I've had gut feelings, and I've nailed 2 of them so far. My first one was PCA was going to get a big hit in that 3rd game of the wild card. I said Michael Busch was going to lead off with a home run. My prediction in game 2 is Shota Imanaga has one of the best starts of his career. He is, when the back's against the wall and they need him, he is huge, and I think he's going to. He's had 2 starts in Milwaukee this past year. First one, he got hurt. Second one, he came back trying to avoid the sweep against the Brewers and came out and pitched well. He does if you give up the home run ball, but this team isn't a home run hitting team. So let's see what he can do. And let's see if the Cubs can match up, be able to get to Priester, his first big start. And it should be interesting because then you go to game 3. Probably Jameson Taillon at home will pitch phenomenal in the winner take all game against the Padres. And then you're going to be facing Jose Quintana, who depends what Quintana you're going to get. And then I think if you shift to game 4, if there is one, that one would be on Thursday at 8 p.m. at Wrigley, which is a crazy start time. And I believe it would get bumped up to 6 if the NLDS, if it's the only NLDS game. But I think Matthew Boyd against Freddie Peralta at Wrigley on full rest, I think the Cubs have the advantage there. Because Boyd pitches well at Wrigley, not on the road. So it's gonna be interesting. When we come back on Friday, if the series is still going, it could end either way by the next time we're on. But if the Brewers take a 2-0 lead, Cubs backs are completely against the wall. I don't know if they can recover from that. But we'll see. With 2 home games, they play well at home. So we'll see how that goes. So it should be fun. My gut tells me Shota has a really good game when they get to Priester. Then you get to Wrigley, 1-1, all hands on deck. But the Brewers win game 2. It's a complete mess. So we'll see what happens there. Should be fun. Game 1 wasn't fun after the home run by Busch, but I'm not making excuses for this team. But there are things that, after watching this team religiously all year, I know what this team is capable of doing. The bullpen is there. Pitching, you've seen lights out. I've continued to defend this team. My dad will tell me countless times, I don't like this guy. He was against Jameson Taillon for that big game, and he pitched great. And he's been against Shota Imanaga, and I think Shota's going to deal. Gut instinct, Shota deals tonight, and we go 1-1. But again, we'll see, and then have to go to Wrigley, and then backs against the wall. But Craig Counsell's got to manage the rest of these games like it's their last. And we'll see. I think after Shota, you go to Colin Ray, and you got the back end of that bullpen in case. So if you get Shota for 5 and you get the back end of that bullpen for the rest of it, we'll see. I'm excited. This series is not over yet. I'm let the Brewer, you deserve to be excited, but also at the same time, it's one game and the Cubs can slug. So we'll see what happens. Okay, we're going to take a time out here on Hello Chicago Network. We're going to close it out. We're going to show you we have a rewind and then a Ryan Focus where we're honoring the Chicago White Sox the next 3 Mondays. We're going to show you how they won the division series in 2005, celebrating 20 years since their World Series victory. Do both of those, come back, talk a little Northwestern and Blackhawks to close out the show. That's next here on the Hello Chicago Network. Dansby Swanson's glove. I've complained to everyone that Dansby Swanson's bat is not worth the contract. I'm putting it up there with Jason Hayward and Alfonso Soriano and worst Cubs contracts. That glove, and Mike Schilt even said it, beat the Padres in this series. The 2 great plays in game 1, great plays in game 3. Luis Arraez not running. I mean, he thought it was going to be caught. I think he ran it out to him 3 times in that game.
Gucci Canerco. The Red Sox dream to repeat is over, and the Chicago White Sox have come into Fenway Park and completed a sweep here in the AL Division Series. They won 3 different types of games in this series, and they have shown all of us why they had the best record in the American League. And the valiant Red Sox, a 3-year soap opera which hit the highest of highs, now watches Chicago celebrate on the field, and Bubbly and Sudsy's ready to go in the visitors' locker room. Congratulations to the White Sox, and congratulations to the Boston Red Sox as well.
Okay, we're back here on the Hello Chicago Network. Let's talk about the other teams going on in the city. First, the Wildcats. What a job there by Northwestern. They face L.A. Monroe, who are from Louisiana, young team. They were 3-1, playing really good. They got out to a 7-0 lead against Northwestern, but all of a sudden Northwestern went on to score 42 unanswered points. Preston Stone, who, again, we critiqued him after the first game, like, oh boy, this is going to be a long year. 20 for 31, 262 yards, 3 touchdowns. I know he's doing this against teams that aren't in the conference, but I still think you got to take these as a high. He's playing really well. I think overall, I'm going to see, and then the running back situation as well. He made a couple of nice passes as well. So, I mean, you look at this, overall, they played great. And I think that's what you want to see. Let's take a look at the stats here. For Northwestern, you had Komolafe had 13 rushes for 75 yards. Then you had Deshaun Reeder. And again, out for the season is Cam Porter. But Deshaun Reeder is went 11 carries for 79 yards. 2 touchdowns by Komolafe. So the running game has been great. Touchdowns by Elegant, the second, Wild, and Wagner. Receiving touchdowns. So I think overall you got to be happy with this team, and a nice, well-played game there by Northwestern. They get the W 42-7 at home. And now I believe they start their tough part of the schedule. They will be, who got upset this week, they'll face Penn State next Saturday. That'll be at Beaver Stadium. So you start the tough portion of the schedule where it's going to be hard to find wins. So at this point, I think you're going to look for some positive things out of that. And we'll talk about the game against Penn State. I guess we could kind of talk, but I mean, I think that Penn State got upset in their last game. They lost 42-37 to UCLA, who Northwestern just beat. But Northwestern, enjoy this. They're their first game over 500, first time over 500 this year. That's a 2:30 start on Saturday. So that's that. If just in case we don't have time to get to that on Friday's show, depending on if we have a game 5 to preview in the division series or all that stuff as well. So that's that for the Northwestern Wildcats. Now, for the first time, it's time to blow the dust off of it. It's time for our first Blackhawk focus, and I don't have the intro ready for that. My bad, but we're going to go right into it for the first time in the Chicago Blackhawks. They will open up then, and I'll have that ready. I'll have that open ready for Friday's show, but Blackhawks have 2 games. They open up tomorrow against the defending Stanley Cup champions. It's a 4 p.m. start on ESPN because it's a doubleheader. So the Panthers gonna come out. They're gonna in the celebration. And again, sometimes it's hard for a team to come out. I mean, even when the Cubs won their World Series, they lost that opener to the Dodgers. It's a lot. You got the rings, you got all the hoopla that goes before it. You're not in your routine. So maybe a chance for the Blackhawks to capitalize there. And Thursday they'll be at Boston to take on the Bruins. That Thursday game's on ESPN, and then that Tuesday game, against the Panthers, 4 p.m. on ESPN, and then Thursday will be at the Bruins, another good team, 6 p.m. on the Chicago Sports Network. So we should get a good start to the Blackhawks, and you don't want them to start out bad. They're a young team. I have a feeling that they're going to come out here and play well. Again, hockey's not my strong suit. Baseball and basketball are. So let's see. Keep me interested, Blackhawks. We'll see if they'll be able to do that. So 2 games, so we'll have to recap on Friday's show. Plus, we'll be recapping game 2, 3, and hopefully 4 of the National League Division Series. And then hopefully we're previewing, unless the Cubs win the next 3, but we might be previewing a game 5. We'll preview Northwestern against Penn State. And then we'll also recap and preview the Chicago Blackhawks. So a fun Friday show. Hopefully it'll be fun here. Hopefully we're not saying goodbye to the Cubs and I'm packing up all the stuff, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Brewers got the first laugh. Will they get the last laugh? Should be interesting. That'll do it for us. Don't forget to like this video if you like what you see, and don't forget to comment below your thoughts. If you're a Cub fan, your thoughts on how you feel right now. I know Cub fans are jumping off the ledge. Brewer fans popping the champagne already. Still got time in the series, Chicago. So just hold on. We'll see what happens. So I gave reasons for both sides how they can win. So not obviously rooting for my team, but I don't think it's anywhere near over just yet. So, and also subscribe to the Hello Chicago Network YouTube channel every Monday and Friday, 3:12 Central. We are focusing on Chicago sports. I'm Ryan Yanishadis from the Hello Chicago Network. We're the focus of Chicago sports.